With E3 upon us, there's been a lot of news about a lot of games, and one in particular that I have been excited about for a long time, as I'm sure you can tell by the title, is Anthem. So, being that I originally came from a Destiny background, I liked Destiny when it first started. I played Destiny religiously for a couple years. And then I moved on to the Division once it came out, and the Division just kind of took over my life for a good while. And the Division is still has a fond place in my heart, just like the Destiny franchise, although Destiny 2 is not doing that great. With the announcement of Anthem, I initially was skeptical. And, just to be 100% honest about it, I'm still a little bit skeptical just because I know how game companies like to do things. But with this slew of news that we've gotten from E3, I figured I wanted to first let you guys know where I stand with Anthem, let you guys know what it is that I'm looking forward to about Anthem, and to try to give you guys information about Anthem so that you know if it's something that you may or may not be interested in. So in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that we've seen from E3 coverage, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, and I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think about Anthem? Because it's coming soon. It's coming February 22nd, 2019. It's not that far off. So let's get started and let's talk about Anthem. Now, as I said in the intro, Anthem is going to be coming out on February the 22nd, 2019. So that's a lot. Yeah, that's I really kind of thought with the troubles that EA has been having, especially with the news that Anthem has been kind of scaring people, that the game wouldn't come out until the end of 2019. So being that it's going to come out at the beginning of the year, that's kind of interesting for me, but kind of good news because, I'm interested in seeing how it goes. Hopefully the Division 2 will come out much later so that I'll have some time to kind of play Anthem and get into it. Because I know once the Division 2 comes out, I'm going to be playing that, but I still wait to see what Ubisoft is talking about with the Division 2, but that's for a different video. So where am I getting this information from? All over the internet right now. I'm sure that there's a million people, probably all of your favorite, YouTubers is talking about Anthem, and that information is out there. With the EA press conference, they talked a lot about Anthem. And I just want to, kind of make sure that, you guys know that the people that they talked about on stage, Casey Hudson was the general manager. Mark Dara, I hope I'm saying his name right, is the executive producer. And Kathleen Rootsart, I believe was her name. She is the lead writer. So these are the upper group of management and people who are dealing with this game. And, in no other short words, I mean, this is their baby. So Anthem is going to have a very special place for these people. And, by and large, it was a lot of business talk from, a couple of them, but, it seemed all right. So what is Anthem going to be about? Well, first of all, Anthem is a game similar. I want to say it's kind of similar to Destiny, The Division, and Monster Hunter with some Bioware twists to it. That's kind of what has me interested because I like all three of those games for different reasons, and being able to have all three of them, like those types of games, kind of mashed together, if done right. And that's a big if. Let's keep it all the way 100. that's a big if. But if it's done right, I think it could be something very special and very unique. But that all remains to be seen. Now, being that Anthem is a kind of mishmash of some really popular games, like really, what is it? So in Anthem, you're a freelancer, which is basically a trained pilot of these mech suits, and the mech suits are called javelins. And you're going to be fighting what they said will be the ancient rivals, the Dominion, from trying to weaponize something called the Anthem of Creation. And you're going to be trying to protect people in a kind of fort or village or community or whatever. Now, the thing is, you're going to be able to play as this character, and the mech suits or the javelins, they're going to be 4 different ones, I'm guessing, from the start. They didn't say that there would be more in the future, but you know how these things work. I mean, eventually they'll have some DLC of some new character somewhere where you have to pay, and you know, whatever. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just speculating off of, you know, what we see, what we've always seen from a lot of these types of games. But straight off the bat, you're going to have 4 different javelins. You're going to have the Ranger, which is kind of the all-around type, I guess, mech suit or javelin, the all-around kind of fighter. Then you're going to have the Colossus, which is going to be like your heavy, who, you know, carries around heavy machine guns, like, you know, chain guns or rockets and flamethrowers and stuff like that. And then you have the Inceptor, which they didn't really talk about. And then they have the Storm, which is another one that they didn't really talk about. Now, you'll be able to switch between these javelins depending on, you know, what the mission is. So if you prefer to do a mission with a certain type of javelin, then you'll be able to go that way. And if you want to do it a different way because maybe your friend is, you know, doing the same javelin that you wanted, then you can switch it up. Or I would assume you can both have the same javelin during the same mission. But again, that remains to be seen. We'll have to see how that goes. All of the video promo stuff had 1 of each. They didn't really show 2 of the same ones. So, I mean, I guess we'll have to see. So it looks like it's going to be 4-player co-op, and you will be able, similar to how Monster Hunter does it, you will be able to kind of SOS or call in a distress beacon or some sort, and then be able to have your friends come in and join you, or have it open to other people joining you. So speaking about co-op, I'm kind of jumping the gun a little bit. The way that this Anthem game is going to be set up, which is very different from something like Destiny, but still quite similar, is that you're going to have your main area, which will be the home base, and that's where all of the story stuff takes place. They're really trying to make it different from a lot of the other games that are out there in this kind of space, and they want to make it so that whatever your experience is when you're in that base will cater to you, and that story is going to be dictated by you and the decisions you make, and have maybe a different kind of timeline or different kind of effect, and you'll have a different experience than maybe your friend. Maybe your friend decides to do something really mean to somebody, and then, you know, that person might not talk to them, which means they might not, you know, go through a certain arc through a story. Who knows? But it's going to be very different depending on how you decide to play it when you're in that base. Once you leave that base, you'll be in an open world area, where in that open world area, you'll be able to go out, explore, find things, and, you know, just kind of be in this open world. They're really kind of touting that this is going to be an open shared world, where as long as you're on at the same time as your buddy, certain events, kind of like public events in Destiny, will happen, and you'll be able to go through those same things with your friends. So if you come from a Division background, it's kind of similar to the Dark Zone, although they didn't say anything about PvP. But as long as you're on at the same time in the same space, I'm assuming in the same server, then you'll be able to have whatever procedurally generated events or things going on that you can join your friends in. Now, does that mean that other people who are not your friends will be able to be in that same instance as you? they didn't go into that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the details are with that. I remember looking at some of the videos that are already out now from other YouTubers that are far bigger than me. One of the YouTubers that I actually like is Tony Mo. And Tony Mo does a lot of Titanfall 2 content. When I was heavy into Titanfall 2, I used to like watching him. So shout outs to Tony Mo. And he made a comment where he said, you know, if you're in one part of the world and you have a friend that's in Tokyo, as long as you're on at the same time, you guys should be able to play to like in the same instance or have the same kind of event going on. And I want to hear the devs say that. Like, I mean, it's cool that, you know, we can all speculate. And, you know, I want to speculate too, but until I hear the devs say that specifically, I'm going to kind of hold my breath on it, because I'm pretty sure because of time zones, there are going to be things that kind of work and kind of don't work. And I'm wondering if it's going to be like at this hour, cue this event, you know, for each week or each day or whatever. Who knows? But, you know, all of that remains to be seen. But I am looking forward to it. And it does sound like a pretty interesting concept, that they will have this very detailed kind of interaction between the player and all of the NPCs that are in their base. But once you leave that base, then you're in this open world-ish environment where you can go out and explore and see what's out there and check out this dynamic world that, as they said, kind of sets it up, that they've designed it so that they can add stories, quote unquote, for years to come. And, you know, they can change anything within the game, because in your base, you'll have certain characters that maybe you like, and they decide, well, we want to change this story arc. We can do that because everyone should know this character that's in this base, and whether you have a good relationship with that character or not, things might be interesting. And then in that way, people could really have very, very different experiences. And I think that thinking about it that way is actually really cool. And that's one of the things that has me kind of excited about Anthem, knowing how the systems work and knowing about the possibilities of what they can do, because they also said that because of the way that it's structured with the kind of open area or the multiplayer area, they will be able to change what happens in the world. So they're going to be like these storms. They're going to be like mutated creatures. They're going to be like giant monsters. They're going to be all these things out there that are just out there to get you. And because all of these things are in the multiplayer setting are shared, they can queue it up so that, you know, this storm or whatever, or this horde of monsters or whatever is somewhere, and you just have to go there and deal with that. And being that, you know, this is a new planet with new properties and all of these things that can just change all of a sudden, they could do things where they decide to change gravity or change the way that the map looks, or they could do a whole lot of things. And I'm really interested to see what kind of changes do they plan to do in this kind of for service model that a lot of these games like Destiny and The Division and Monster Hunter have put forth. Are they going to do stuff like that? That's what I'm really kind of looking forward to. So I really don't want to make this video too long, but there is one other giant elephant in the room that I think most of you kind of already know, and that is that monetization will be in the game, but it will be purely for cosmetics. They said that, you know, once you buy the game, you're going to have the game. It's going to have stories, and it's going to have missions. It's going to have the open world, and it's going to be enough content for you to play it for a while. And hopefully they'll be able to update things so that the game keeps going and that people can keep playing. And it's going to be the only thing that you'll really have to pay for, as they put it, is really going to be the cosmetics. They're going to be premium cosmetics. So there won't be any pay to win. There won't be any loot boxes. Kind of similar to how Fortnite does things, where, you know, if you want a skin, then you get the skin. If you want the colors, then you get the colors. If you want the backpack, you get the backpack. So there are going to be certain things that you're going to be able to get. And they mentioned paint jobs, and they also mentioned being able to pick something. Basically, skins is what they really were talking about. So you'll have skins, and then you'll have different paint jobs. Now, the thing about that is that, remember, you're going to have 4 different javelins. So that might mean that you could really like the Ranger and say, I'm going to buy this Ranger skin, but that skin is really only going to be for the Ranger. So if you want to buy another skin that's really cool for the Colossus, then you will have to pay more money for that. And if you want another cool skin for the Inceptor, then you have to pay more money for that. And if you want to buy something for the Storm, then you may have to pay more money for that. Now, will they do bundles? Remains to be seen. This kind of way of doing things will, you know, of course, be very lucrative for them, especially if you play all of the characters. But I want to know from you guys out there, what do you think would be a fair price for a paint job? And what do you think would be a fair price for a totally different skin that, you know, changes the way that the javelin looks? Like, what do you think would be a fair price? I got into a really almost heated kind of discussion about the Division when they put out those Christmas sweaters for $7, and I was heated. I thought $7 for a sweater was too much money. But you know, when you talk about, you know, if the javelins are completely overhauled, they look really different. What do you think would be a fair price for skins? What do you think would be a fair price for just a color palette swap or some design on top of that? You let me know. That's what I want to know. So I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm gonna leave it there. Hopefully I can make some more Anthem videos for you guys. There's a ton of information out there. And I want to open this up for you guys to talk about what you think about Anthem from what you've seen. What is it that's got you hype? What is it that you're not looking forward to? One of the things that I didn't really like was the combo thing. The first thing I thought when I saw that was, why is this thing saying combo all over the place? It would have just, and this is, if the devs ever get a chance to see this, number one, hello. And number two, if there was something that I could suggest, it would be to just change the color of the numbers so that you know what, if it's a combo or not. Like, you don't have to say combo. You can have it so that the regular damage is maybe yellow or whatever, and then if it's a combo or counts as a combo, it changes to like another color, like green or purple or something. And you know, if it's a different combo or a triple combo from your other friend that's helping out, it turns to another color and goes up. I don't know, but it just color coding could change that totally, so that people know if it's a combo or how many people are helping out with that combo. You don't really have to say combo. That's just, I really did not like that. that really irked me. And I was just like, why is this thing saying combo? It's like combo. Like, I really didn't like that. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. I am hyped about some things about this game. They are really stressing the discover and explore aspect. When Destiny 1 was coming out, Bungie lied. Said some things about you would be able to explore, you'd be able to go around the world, you'd be able to do all these things, and it really just wasn't there in Destiny 1. Destiny 2 has tried to do that a little bit better, but it seems like Anthem is really going for it, with the underwater sections, being able to fly, having different parts of the world. And if they make it so that the world can change, or they, you know, gets deformed and has different places that are new to explore, or maybe different time cycles where on certain days at certain points in time, certain things would open up, that could be pretty interesting. So let me know down below, what do you guys think of Anthem? What you've heard, what you've seen so far. I think it looks great. I think it's going to be as long as the story and all that other stuff works well, I think it's gonna do well. But let me know down below what you think of Anthem. And again, just so that you know, I'm not one of those people that got picked with any special privilege or information. So a lot of this info you can find out there. It's out there online, so it's nothing special like that. But opinions are something that everybody has. So let me know what your opinion is on Anthem down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.
Huh.